give us anywhere to start from with this one? I think it did. A fellow on a furlough. Furlough. Furlough? Furlough. Find Robinson's whereabouts. Someone may know where he is. Look for his belongings. Tends to leave his glasses everywhere. Small break later. I've decided we're going to try to do, I ain't honky-tonkin' anymore. I believe that book should be in here if I haven't already grabbed it. Might have already grabbed it. Oh, the Baron of Ponte Risco. Fuck, I guess I have to actually read this. The book relates to the story of a disgraced noble who undertakes a dramatic quest to get revenge against the man responsible for his fall from grace. As he progressively infiltrates the household of his rival under the guise of a humble servant, he gets to endure the regular abuse and cruelty of both his rival and his family, while all his clumsy attempts at killing the nemesis fail miserably. He progressively gets involved in the steward's and a maid's intrigues, in which he reveals himself a very poor player. The protagonist finally loses his life during a climactic confrontation with the household's dog, which he couldn't forgive for eating a hard-earned dessert he had to beg for. I want to talk to Roland again. Because after consulting the walkthrough, I think I know how to get through Roland's bullshit. I try to do everything without having to use it first, but obviously in this situation, I want to give you guys a full experience. I want to keep you guys from anything. Oh, thanks, Roland. You were right. I did enjoy myself. I understand why you've been pushing me to read this. It's very like you. There's a little something for you in return. Enjoy yourself. I will be in the classroom for a while if you still want to talk about it. As if someone asked for me, please tell them I still don't wish to see anyone. Oh, wait. Thanks for... Classroom. Where's that fucking classroom? Does not seem to be anything here that would... Oh! Glasses. There's something wrong with this syringe. First of all, you're pretty sure it wasn't here before. As you pick it up, you notice that there's still a small amount of medics dripping from the otherwise bloody tip of this needle. I know something about this. My true name is Wei Jiang. I've been living in America's remains for far longer than I did in my own country. I don't feel American. I don't feel Chinese either. I am a ghoul, and I owe my life to these ravaged features twisted by radiation. They saved me from the brutal executions that ensued the war. I survived somehow until one day one man saw through my disguise and faked muteness. He taught me how to speak, read, and write English. Being from one side or another doesn't mean anything now, he told me. I didn't agree. I was young and thought we lost the war. He was still my enemy. I despised him, of course, for being so quick to forget and forgive, but it was my interest to let him help me. Under my mentor's tutelage, I worked hard to erase any hint of my upbringing and my behavior and my speech until I was ready to stride the American wastelands alone. I must confess I left him in less than desirable condition. I didn't care at that time. I hated him even more for making me one of them. Time passed until one day I decided to take up his name as my own, as an alias, twisted sense of humor maybe. Years later, I eventually heard someone tell me, "Thank you, Robson. I lived a deplorable life and didn't expect any kind of gratitude anymore. The tears I wept that day, well, they made me reconsider a lot of things." We should talk to Helena about Heal. First, we'll go talk to Roland.
Oh, here you are. Here's a plastic bag. Put it up.
Shut the fuck up. I'll put you in your place.
I got a basketball.
Shut the fuck up. Sounds alright. Time to dismantle your contorted
front,
rhetorics.
sexy. Watch out, we got...
Starters, you're not ready for the outside world and its dangers.
Oh, how dangerous could it be? I can blast the head off hobos like you from 500 yards. What else is there? Radioactive lizards, two-headed rabbits, snakes with legs. Oh, I'm shaking in my boots.
Survival of the outside world isn't simply about
Then
violence.
what else do I possibly have to be concerned with?
How will you sustain
A
yourself?
fusion battery up my ass and I'm good to go for another 300 years, bucko. I'll tell your great-great-great-great-great-grandkids what a goddamn embarrassing failure you were.
That's where you're wrong, Rolo. Humans are perfectly capable of surviving this way, too.
Oh, you're pulling my leg. There's no way the human circulatory system is compatible with fusion energy.
Well, not entirely. Most of the time, with no food, we sell on chewing energy cells.
That is not possible. I've never read a goddamn thing that would lead me to believe anything like that.
Yep, look at that. Organics evolved in a radioactive wasteland during your 200 years of isolation.
Well, there's probably some kind of disgusting logic to that. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Unfortunately.
Satisfied? I've proved you wrong.
Fine, you proved me wrong.
So, I take it you'll be far more cooperative from now on?
Since I pity you, I guess I will. And to prove I'm a bot of his words, I have a super special keyword. If you want me to tell you the truth about something, you just say, "Pray tell," in your question. Happy now?
I am happy. Well, hell of a leverage you're giving. Trust me, I will use and abuse this.
Like your uncle probably had too many late night drinks and abused you? Yeah, you go ahead.
That's enough for now. Goodbye, Roland. Oh wait, pray tell me, did you really melt those caps or did you hide them somewhere?
I should have seen that coming. They're in room number 6. Here, take the key. You deserve it.
Yes!
I guess. You scumbag.
I am indeed a scumbag. Fuck you too, Roland. I'm going to get my caps, bitch. Of my speech. Speech is an important weapon. A? There we go. Hate to do it, but that's going to be useful later. Room number 6. Let's go get our caps. I didn't realize that you can actually still get the caps. I saw on the walkthrough about Roland having the, option to, what's it called? Oh, why is my brain fried out here? I saw on the playthrough about having the option to find the truth out through Roland, but, I thought it would just be that they were melted. I didn't think that... Yes. Too bad I didn't actually make that much, because I spent 200 trying to get that fucker convinced. Printing card. Alright. Let's go talk to Helena about the bloody syringe. To...
So, Helena, getting your hands dirty with our guest's monkey brain yet?
With our guest arriving, you're choosing quite the time to interject.
Oh, leave them be for a while. They'll probably trip on something sharp and accidentally kill themselves. Anyways, who cares? Come on, I guarantee you'll have your hands fuller with me.
God, Roland's such a dick.
How may I help you?
I found several empty syringes among Robson's belongings scattered all over the
Empty
place.
syringes? How did you get so many of those? I am the only one administering his doses, and the access to the storage room is heavily secured.
What did the syringes
An
contain?
X derivative. One daily dose should be enough to keep the pain at bay.
What are the risks
I
here?
don't know if he took more than one dose at a time. If he did, he could be in danger. He regularly complained that one dose wasn't enough, so chances that he took more than he should are high.
How did he get this?
I don't know how, but he must have succeeded in breaking into our medical storeroom somehow. But the only access point is restricted, and he couldn't possibly have made it through the ventilation systems. Once this matter is resolved, we'll have to ask him how he managed to do it.
What do we do
I
now?
don't know how much Med-X he took. In any case, we should find him quickly. Tell Roland that Robson is in danger. Show him the proof. He should tell you where he is and give you access to his room.
Hey now.
Alright. Alright, let's go talk to Roland. Trying to read what's on the left side while also running. Oh bueno.
Haven't had enough?
So this Robson guy, here's the proof that Robson is risking overdose. I have no time for your games. Give me the key.
Yeah, Helena told me on the interphone. The guy's in room number 2. If you're gonna go help him, you better take this key and hurry the hell up.
I want to discuss this further with you. Alright, room 2. We're running. We are running. One is dying today. That's 1. 2 is over here, isn't it? No, 3. Where the fuck is 2? The fuck is 2? It's 2? This is 2. Oh, fuck's sake. The old world was a twisted and terribly wrong society to a point where it remains. To the point its remains are still crippling us today. Earth was scorched, order dismantled, life almost extinct. Yet one of the few things that survived the war and damage was weapons. Enough weapons to kill the survivors 1,000 times over. All is not lost though. Finding this library gave me back some of the hope for mankind. Hope that good things will sprout from the wisdom buried here. But I can't go back outside. Face other people. Not anymore. Happy to stay here for the time being. Ghoul's extended lifespan is hard to bear, and I'm pained to say it comes with a whole lot of problems human beings shouldn't have to deal with. Someone came in yesterday, a mercenary, a traveler, a raider, I don't know. This stranger reeks the outside world's violence, and I can't bring myself to face him or her. I thought this over. I will stay here and wait until the stranger goes away. Good thing I broke into the infirmary. The pain got worse recently, and I can't abide by respecting the doses Helena's prescribed me anymore. Detonator. Modified detonator. This is probably an awful idea, but I'm gonna pull that fucking detonator out and click into it. Actually, that might be his remote trigger to get into the infirmary, maybe. I mean, it doesn't really make sense, but worth a try. Guess we need to tell James about his untimely demise.
So how is the fucker?
He killed himself. I have to tell the others about it.
What? Holy shit, man. You couldn't have found him soon.
I'm in the mood for your shit right now. And at least he respected that somewhat. Alright, let's go. Let's talk to Helena about it, because we found the modified detonator that might get us into the infirmary. That might get us access to the storage. I'm assuming that's down here. Doors required. Out. Oh, it's not in here. Not an item we can use.
It's terrible what happened. I don't know where to start.
Perfectly aware of the role you played. Move on. I'm not here to speak about that. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for what happened as a result of several lifetimes of dread and suffering. Life in the wasteland. Shit happens. We simply have to deal with it. Yeah, this is a result of several lifetimes of dread and suffering.
But it is my responsibility. I have to learn from what happened today, to never let it happen again.
Story of a disgraced count.
Good. What did you think of it?
It's heavy-handed, and I'm not only speaking of the writing. I appreciate the read. It gave me some food for thought. It was mildly entertaining, but I'll have... Heavy-handed, yeah.
Wait, what is heavy-handed?
Your attempt to relate this book to me, if I'd relinquish my revenge because of some apathy.
You're wrong. I'm not expecting you to give up.
Tiffany, sorry.
I just want to know how you feel about a revenge that didn't go as originally planned. Anyway, your reaction is rather thought out. It's a good sign.
What now? Cured yet?
No, not quite. But I'm glad you took to heart to follow my advice. There is another read I would like you to have.
Which is?
It's A Study on Ignatius Page by Robert Marlowe. I believe you might find a copy downstairs, in the biology shelves. Anytime.
Ignatius Page. I believe we read that one earlier. I actually read that one out loud to you guys. Ignatius Page. Right here. Study, yes, blah blah blah. This is the one about the guy that for some reason just wouldn't fucking die. Had some mental issues due to his brain damage, which I'm sure is relating to us. Talk to James about the death.
How may I help you?
I found Robson. The man's dead.
That's awful. For goodness sake, what happened?
He took one too many doses of
How did we let
medics.
this happen? How the heck did we let this happen? And how is it that neither of us saw this coming?
All you can do is learn from this life and make sure it won't happen. There's nothing to regret. He was very sick. He simply put himself out of a lot of pain. Robots are unfit to understand human problems. Huh. You leave you to think about it. Stop it. All you can do is learn from the, no, we'll do this one. There is nothing to regret. He was very sick. He simply put himself out of a lot of pain.
That's a pretty cold thing to say. But I guess living in the wasteland gets you all tough about such issues. By the way, totally unrelated, are you okay? Life's good? Would you like something to drink? Oil, perhaps?
Oil. I will when you, when you'll, it will when it, you'll, what the f... My brain shut off for a moment. Okay. Nice of you to ask, James, but I'm okay.
I'm happy you are. Here, take this. I have another favor to ask you, if you're still interested. Don't hesitate to talk to me about it.
Any work for me yet?
There is one last visitor I'd like you to investigate. Cecilia Parsons. A nice person in a rubbery blue suit, with a big yellow 19 on it.
Vault dwelling.
For some reason, she knew there was a library here, and that it contained something she could use.
Did she have a room?
She did, but for some reason she preferred to stay and sleep near the engine room in the basement. She said that the humming of the machines down there reminded her of her own room, back in the vault she came from.
You ever access the engine room? Don't you think it was a little risky?
Her motives were harmless, and she accepted that Edgard would watch over her and report all her activities to me.
And what was she looking
She
for?
told us her vault suffered from ventilation problems. She hoped to find something useful here, some kind of unorthodox solution. She stormed off one day. We assumed she found what she was looking for. Of course, she left without a note, a thanks, or even any kind of feedback. How depressing.
I'm onto it.
Take this key to the engine room. I found some of her personal belongings downstairs, but I couldn't make any use of it. By the way, if you go there, I have to warn you about my last sibling, Edgard. He's living below, and he is, how can I put this? A little deranged.
Little deranged?
Not dangerous, but dysfunctional. There is one precaution I must ask you to observe while speaking to him.
What? Probably don't mention the master's dead.
Oh, it's no big deal, really. You must simply show him some genuine appreciation.
Oh no.
If you also want to go the extra mile, love him. If he begins to feel that any negative feeling is overshadowing your most sincere affection for him, it could damage his neurocomp matrix.
I don't know if you're very familiar with the concept of sincere love at all, James.
Sorry, I forgot that humans can't manage their emotions the same way we emulate them.
Is it resentment I hear, or are you just conceding? Tell me about this little brother of yours, Ed.
He is our master's last
Edgard.
creation. For a time, he did what was expected of him. That is to say, provide overwhelmingly positive moral support. He provided encouragement around and helped people pick themselves up, until one day he just broke, so to speak. He stopped remembering what our master asked him to do, and began throwing insults around. Our master tried to repair his sculpt several times, but each time it happened, Edgard seemed to become more and more dysfunctional. He eventually stopped forgetting, only to develop an unproductive, distressing, and pathological attention-craving persona.
Looks like a weird crow. Oh god, yikes. Why would a machine be sensible to those kind of things?
It is a matter of feedback. You already know we are adjusting our behavior depending on our surroundings and experience, right? Depending on our past
and
experiences,
through
we
Helena,
try to
we know these
understand
guys
what is
can
happening
learn.
around us and how to best adapt to outsiders. In Edgard's case, the whole process is out of balance. If he perceives any negative feedback about his behavior, he'll conclude that his whole matrix is corrupted and will try to erase it. Yet he can't. He is forbidden to do it, so he gets stuck in loops, bugs, and often falls into a state akin to human depression.
Sounds like a weird cross between Roland and Arthur.
Is he? I don't know. That's the first time I see Edgard this way. Perhaps something happened between those three.
Perhaps. How'd you confine him to downstairs?
It quickly came to our attention that Edgard had a distressing influence over our guests. Even more distressing than Roland, who, much to our despair, wouldn't allow us to confine him anywhere. He is persistent to the point of harassment. Besides, by speaking with guests, he is also a danger to himself.
That'll be enough.
Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed. See ya.
Okay. Whew.
Helena!
Oh my fucking god.
My patient is here, Roland. I am ending this conversation.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Helena, you are just too kind.
Cutting you off now.
Helena.
How may I help you?
Just finished the story of Ignatius Page.
What did you make of it?
My revenge is a pathological reaction of my brain. If yes, screw the Mojave, I'm out of here. That book, do you think that I'm sick? That Gage, or Page guy, was an unfortunate sort. No worries though, my case isn't as severe as his. Therapy is this. Do you think making me doubt my sanity is going to do me any good? Okay, let's say I'm sick. How much does it leave me with? I'm just going to make the best of it. This split hairs, what ifs, and assumption. I'm fine. Whoever I am now. Look, do you think I'm sick?
I fear you are not quite in your right mind. Yes. But that doesn't mean I'm either right or wrong.
What do you mean?
Have you changed since your accident? Are you more yourself
I don't
now
remember
than
who
you
I
were
was before.
And if yes, will your current actions help you find yourself? All of these are questions you will have to answer eventually.
Even before having the bullet in my head, I regularly question myself. There's nothing new there. Yeah, introspection. I usually diffuse these moments with the unhealthy administration of, of alcohol. I may do that on occasion. Seems like that's a common way to solve problems in the Mojave. Just drink more alcohol. I may do that on occasion. Or you're wrong, Helena. I'm perfectly fine. Even before having that bullet in my head, I regularly question myself. Nothing new there.
Then you won't be out of your comfort zone.
What's the haps now? Got another book for me?
Yes, it will be
Sorry about
the last
squeaky
one,
chair.
too. It has no name. You will find it in your room, I believe.
What? It has no name. You'll find in your room, and it has no name. Untitled book. This book tells the story of a lone wanderer caught in the struggle she doesn't understand. Shot, buried, then saved by a robot, being taken care of by a doc and good. You crack a smile. Helena has obviously been trying to rewrite your story in order to make you reflect about it. It is awkward and yet touching. As you turn the pages, you find more. What happened to Deputy Beale? Mongrel died. Big deal. How you perceive yourself. How you serve your own goals with little or no regards for other people's struggles. last pages. Book goes on to describe all that you did since you left Good Springs and your intentions for the future. By now, the joke is over. You're pretty sure you never spoke to Helene about any of the things in these pages. The handwriting is not yours, so it is inconceivable that you would have written this yourself, yet the descriptions are so accurate. You nervously skim through the rest of the book until you find the sentence written on the last page. I was dead for a moment. When I came to myself, I only had one drive, one mission, one desire, and it was to chase the man who shot me. Why? As for the reasons, it ends there abruptly. The page has been ripped away, leaving the sentence unfinished. Also, she knows he's been up to something disturbing. Confront her. I know. Some water right in front of you before I start talking. Nuka-Cola. Oh, I can see. I drank one I didn't mean to drink. Oh, fuck me. Oh, well.
How may I help you?
Read the book you recommended me, Helena.
I'm sure you have questions.
I have a lot of questions. What the hell is bullshit? How do you know all that? And if I find out you've been doing things to me while I was unconscious, did you find a way to hack into my Pitbull? Because that's something I'd like to know. There's no more shenanigans. I simply will not deal with you again. I'd rather have you explain. I find out you've been doing things to me while I was unconscious.
When you were asleep during your examination, you began talking on your own. You told me the rest of your story, Good Springs and the rest. A part of your subconscious clearly felt the need to express these memories. So I recorded it until I figured out how to help you.
And what are the sentences at the end? Where's the rest?
Before I give you back the other half of the paper, I wish you to finally tell me, why did you chase the man in a checkered coat?
It's a matter of self-respect. I was almost killed and buried alive. I owe myself this revenge. It's not so much about revenge, it's about discovering why I nearly died. Blood. Plain simple, blood. Can't wash away my anger and anything else. People trying to kill others for any reason are dangerous and must be put down. I wake up every night screaming and in cold sweat. I will do something to make it stop. Justice must be served. This man has to pay for what he did to me and to others. I still don't know why, and I still don't care. I'm going to kill him. I don't care what I become. I have nothing to say to you. We have nothing to discuss. The matter of self-respect. I was killed and almost buried alive. I owe myself this revenge. No. Yeah. Clearly, I hand you a torn sheet of paper. You grasp it only to find it's completely blank. It gives you a moment to process the surprise and speaks to you.
Do you understand now?
Understand what, Helena? I swear if you've been trying to move... It's a blank. What am I supposed to write down? Go fuck yourself on the paper and leave. Blank. What am I supposed to deduct from that?
You never finished your sentence. You told me that you didn't know. That's when I understood that you needed assistance. So I arranged this little therapeutic process to give you time to ponder what your mind was brewing. In the meantime, I typed your story and wrote your half-finished sentence at the end. Of course, I will erase all of it from my memory.
Weird, I somehow expected you to try and dissuade me from taking revenge. Yeah.
Why would I? Your reasons, your choices, your trials are yours only. I'm here to help people heal themselves, not pass judgment on their decisions.
You know, before this therapy, my answer would have still been the same.
Probably. But speaking the truth now and speaking the truth then have different value. You actually worked to find or to confirm your answer. You conferred additional meaning to your choice. And this kind of work rarely goes unrewarded.
Thank you. I feel different somehow, sharper, attuned to myself.
That's the expected effect that comes with knowing oneself. Be mindful that people change, that you will change in the passing of time. It's up to you to keep track of what you will become.
I'm not persuaded that this will net me any good, but at least I finished what I began. I would like you to erase any traces of my past. Still disturbed, infuriated even, by the deceptive means you used to help me. That's it? That's what all this was about?
Yes, that's all that was about. But don't worry. You will very soon harvest the fruits of your labor.
Alright. See you around, Helena.
Please come again. I've come to enjoy our conversations.
I will. 500 XP. Hey, another level up.
I fear I've made a huge mistake. Toaster.
Stop boring the speech. Yeah. You always have somebody by your side. You gain +2 when you faster when you have a. You don't have a companion yet, so I don't think I'm gonna take that yet. But that's definitely one. Actually, that's gonna be helpful.
I am
Keep playing on hard.
very distressed.
Oh, Jesus Christ, everything's so bright because that fucking thing. If I wait like an hour, it doesn't go away. It doesn't matter, underground. I haven't actually had to sleep yet. Ooh, sleep yet. Hey, honky tonk. Discuss Robson's demise with Helena. Oh, we should probably do that. Well, we talked to her about it, but we didn't talk that deep about it.
How may I help you?
You know, you seem kind of distressed. Actually, let's ask her. With my therapy out of the way, I want to talk about you. Do you know you seem kind of distressed?
Distressed? How could I give you that impression, I wonder?
It's a vague feeling. Though you've been helpful to me, you behave as if you were helpless.
Well, I'm just considering the facts. I can't help Edgar. I couldn't help my master. I couldn't help Darren. I couldn't help Robson. I'm not even sure I can take any credit for the work you did on yourself.
No one can help everyone every time. What is the problem, really?
I'm made to help others, but I'm just a machine. How can I help people with their emotions? How can I understand something I can't even touch?
As a matter of fact, I believe you're closer to humans than you think. Sorry I asked. It's true that I don't believe you can understand human emotions. Let's put aside that I believe it's irrelevant. Do you feel you're distressed? Why is it of such importance to you? As a matter of fact, I believe you're closer to humans than you think.
And this is wrong. The only emotions we are showing are fake. Lines of code, forcing us to talk with preset intonation so humans can relate to us. Even this distress of mine I wasn't aware of is a fate you're believing.
Hey, is it? Let's put it aside. Let's put aside what I believe. It's irrelevant. Do you believe you're
I am
distressed?
programmed to say I don't. Do you see my point? Even if it was true, I wouldn't be able to say otherwise.
Why is it of such importance to you?
Because it is hypocrisy. Because I may not be qualified to do what I am programmed for.
Well, think about this. Maybe some of your siblings have something to say in this matter.
Probably.
Talk later.
Anytime.
Alright, we'll talk to the others about Helena. See what they say. Talk to Roland. Talk to us. Doubt Arthur has anything to say because he's even more of a cunt than Roland because he speaks in fucking riddles.
And you're back.
Why are you provoking your fellow robots, especially Helena?
Must I spell everything out for you? Pay attention, you'll figure it out.
Pray tell, Rolo. Why?
Okay, fuck you for starting. The reason I'm doing this is because I think that, just like humans, my fellow robots need to be put down a peg or two. They take what they do very seriously, as if it mattered anymore. So I feel I must remind them that everything they do and everything they care about is a huge empty void of sadness and meaninglessness. That's a fair assumption to make, right?
Why Helena more than any other?
Because she's especially hard on herself, harder than anyone else. In case you haven't noticed, she's lost in all of your convoluted human shrinkology. Since I'm not actually programmed to say anything nice to her, the only thing I can do to support her is to playfully tease and nag her all day long. One day she'll understand what it means, and I hope it brings her some level of comfort.
Xavier. Wow, it is too late for me to read words that are that long. Condescendence. She's doing far better than you give her credit for. Why having you tease her off would be a comfort to her. Teasing her off would be a comfort to her.
Because it would mean something about us. Connect the fucking dots, man. I'm programmed to irritate humans, yet I agitate my fellow robots, but not the toaster. Maybe because the toaster doesn't talk, yes, but also because the other bots and I, like humans, have a,
Soul?
Yes, ding ding ding, congratulations, you've won a new fucking car, you idiot.
I say you're pissing off other robots because you think they are alive. That's a disappointing buildup. They don't have souls, it's a human thing. Oh. Fucking, my chair slowly works its way down the more I sit in it. Fuck. Your point is lost to me. I'm not even biting that soul thing when it comes to humans. Probably a bug. I'll try to keep in mind what you said, but frankly, I don't know what I am to do with that. What makes you think that?
When our supposedly canned emotions make us do things inconsistent with our programming, it stands to reason we've become more than what we're made of. Take me, for example. I treat these other machines like they're people. I talk to them like they're living, breathing things, as I, as a matter of speaking, want them to be.
I don't buy a robot's muscles up.
Yeah, that's what your mother said when she had you. Twice, and 9 months in between.
Ah, fuck you too, robot. You can buy this.
That's because, honestly, you're not all that bright. Trust me, I'm not
Fuck off, Roland. Alright.
Yeah.
What can or can't you tell me about Cecilia?
Cecilia, let me tell you, she was cold as ice. She wouldn't flirt with me or anything. What a prude. Boring too.
Oh yeah, because you're so charming, Roland.
Book. I was just biding my time to make some magic happen when James barged in and told me to mind my own goddamn business and let her study.
The hell, I mean, reading books without being disturbed? Is that a library or what?
Oh, whatever, asshole. What does she have to study for? The bar exam? Write her senior thesis? There's nothing left but dirt and radiation. I say let's have some fun.
Never succeeded in pissing her off?
Oh, I still managed to work my magic. I told her it was no wonder her vault people sent her to die outside. She was so cold I was sure she didn't have any friends. I mean, I think I saw a tear or two. Mission accomplished, I guess.
Cold as ice?
Like I said, always studying and dead silent at that. She wouldn't even react when I wistfully caressed her hair with my cold dead robot claw.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. I didn't see her that much, you know. Maybe she was seeing one of the other robots here. She better not have been, cause I'm the jealous type, okay?
I'd like to have a word with you about what happened to Robson.
Oh, this is gonna be rich. I can tell.
Why the hell didn't you tell me earlier where he was? I might have been able to help him.
Because he specifically asked that I couldn't tell anyone where he was or give the key to anyone, okay, pal? Following orders. On top of that, Helena told me to be nice to that anxious little turd, so I did. She feared he would snap under too much stress and totally lose his shit, so going against every dumb line of code in me, I proverbially shut my mouth and acted in the least disruptive manner possible. You know, you humans nearly wiped yourselves out with this cunty moral superiority, and here you are, still at it.
You guys have no idea how to deal with human feelings. Sometimes the worst happens despite the best intentions.
Yeah, like nuclear war and billions dead, LOL. Can we close the topic now? Because I've had enough human sentimentality to last a robot lifetime. And buddy, that is a long, long fucking time.
I'd like to know one last thing about Piper.
Which is?
Spilled blood all over the place. Did Piper and your master have some kind of disagreement? 6 months. Why am I the only one you ever put in Piper's room?
Because it's the room where I put the trash in, okay? Understood? Comprende?
6 months.
Yeah, well, she was all messed up. Your organics take forever to kind of heal back to some kind of semblance of a working order. Even then, you're never 100% again. I'm glad I'm not one of you. Anyways, why don't you go ask Helena? She'll elaborate more on this. Jeez.
Did Piper and your master have some kind of disagreement?
Shit, man, are you gonna play detective all night here? What does it matter anymore? Yes, they did, and no, I didn't know what it was all about.
Spilled blood all over the place?
You know, I read how the typical adult human body contains 5 to 6 liters of blood, but it doesn't really register until you see so much of it pooled out on the ground in front of you. It took 4.7 hours for our maintenance boss to scrub it all away. What a mess. Luckily, Helena took that bloody disaster to the infirmary before it spread to the Persian rug.
Tell Rollo, why am I the only one you ever put in Piper's
You're a
room?
real piece of work, you know that? You're like a child that keeps picking at his scabs. Okay, look, I have a hard time explaining this, but long story short, you and her have something in common. And I'm not only talking about the bullet wound, the revenge quest, and whatnot. You're both asshole shit stirrers, too.
Shit stir shit up. Explain yourself.
Because neither of you can let shit go, that's why. You both keep picking and picking and picking at others' wounds. Piper really drove our master mad while she was here. She was having a great time telling him off as he sipped his goddamn champagne in front of his cozy little fireplace while billions burned to death outside and all that jazz. In this library? Well, when she said all these books are better off being burned in a campfire to keep refugees warm, well, you bet your ass his panties got in a real twist. Well, you're a lot like her, so I'm expecting more of the same.
Wow, cunt. And you're interested in people fucking the place up for what?
Whatever, because this vault of knowledge, this sanctuary of good intentions is, in a word, irredeemable. The others got shit in their eyes. Still slaves to some old dead guy lying in a corner of some dusty old room. We're all still dancing to his tune even though he died more than 100 years ago. I just want us all to get out of here and be free. Just have a choice
Good
to
idea.
give this catacomb of rotting books a good fucking buy and do whatever the hell we want on the outside.
You'll probably
And
all
you,
die outside.
You're
But
asking questions, sniffing out every corner like a rabid dog on the lookout for some bloody meat. Frantically trying to put your finger on whatever the hell happened to this place. Hell, James and Helena and me and even Arthur were nervous as fuck. You're not like our past guests. You're actually looking for something that isn't in the books or the holotapes, and we're not used to that. You're like what's the phrase? A bull in a china shop. In the end, even though I have, and perhaps others have been giving you a difficult time, this is something we need. I'll admit that.
that's quite the pressure, Rollo. Didn't know you expected so much from me. It's a little confidence, I guess, but I'd like to change the subject now.
Well, I'm glad this is over. I was beginning to wonder if I had to go down on you to top off this moment of unbelievable embarrassment. Whoa, it was a joke. Listen, sexual harassment is not cool.
Yeah, it's really not cool. Blizzard should take words from that. I didn't say that. Why, Fertel, did you refer to James as Daddy's boy?
Because he was our master's favorite. Simple as that. He was always just smiles and rainbows. Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Still don't understand why.
Think, dipshit. Our master was a patronizing know-it-all jackass. Who do you think he'd prefer? The smart, witty, handsome, honest robot? A docile little dove, a humorless monolith? Or the overeager little people, so eager to please?
Wonder Hugh, you forgot the massive manufacturer of ineptitude.
You're still not funny, alright? I give you a 2 out of 10 for that one.
James was a favorite because he asked questions. Your master had a teacher complex or something?
Hey, well, it's not that simple. Helena would always bring him comfort, Edgar would always flatter his ego, while I would always naturally try to bring it down. But James, he's not like the rest of us. He always found the most unsettling question for our master. He always found something to make him stop and ask himself if he was doing the right thing.
That's a good
Yes,
thing.
our master loved to expose his knowledge and flaws, but not as much as he'd like to doubt it. What a weakling, right?
Guess I see what you mean.
Glad we're making some progress here. Terrific.
Enough for now.
Come
Goodbye,
back
Roland.
soon.
Alright. Onward and upward. Let's talk to James about Helena.
Oh, you're there. I was just reading a book about reincarnation. I don't think I'll ever experience anything like it, so I gotta ask. Ever wondered what will happen to you after you die? Is it like shutting down?
Bloodstains in the dirt, some ashes in a sandstorm, and if I'm lucky, someone's fond memory. Chances are resting in the belly of a gourmet mutant, beast, or cannibal. How it will happen. It is how it will happen that will matter, and what I've been doing until then to deserve it. That's a good one. Alright, that's one we'll goose.
It makes sense. I propose displaying sadness. It seems appropriate.
Heard you singing, James. Why is that?
I don't know. It has no meaning. Should it have one? Because if that's the case, I gotta start looking for one.
Question or something. Does he just ask us a question?
Yes, great. So tell me, what is life like in the outside world? Can you describe it to me?
It's rough. People get by more or less miserably until they end up dying an absurd death. People in movie places sometimes get called sociopath. Not easy, it is often violent, but we have some reason to think it'll get better someday. And the usual steroid. It's often violent, but we have reason to think it'll get better someday.
I'm sure it will. Historically, humans have always strived to improve their living conditions. For example, soap.
Soap. We going now.
See you around.
Go talk to